shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Right, and that's happening as of now. We still in enmity with these devils. All right, but you devils, you jakes, or you niggas is too busy killing each other to realize who the true enemy is, because that's part of their plan, that subtlety of their tongue. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply the sorrow and thy conception, and in sorrow wilt thou bring forth children, and thy desire shall be unto thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Right. And that's how it's supposed to be, and that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. Let's get to it. One of the things I also wanted to bring out was in Numbers 24. All right, so this is Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. There it is. Amalek was the first of the nations. Even before they was Amalek, they was Amalek. Even before they were Edom, they were Edom. I mean, the nations, there was a separation already being done. These are the same spirits that was going to come back in the flood, after the flood. Okay? And then officially receive the name that they have in scriptures now to this day, which, you know, all the way up until now, they're just different bywords, different things that these devils switched around to cause more confusion. So-called Caucasians are the Edomites, all right? Or Europeans, whatever they want to call themselves. Magog, you know, Amalek is these Jewish people that say that they are us, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan at this point in time. All right? Those are the real Amalekites, man. Those are the Amalekites that the Bible speaks of. The bankers, the 1%, the ones at the very top looking down, you know, on the top of the pyramid with the capstone looking down on everybody else that fails to understand what's really transpiring. They've been around the longest, so they've accumulated enough knowledge to deceive everybody to a perfection, man. That's what they do, because they've been around. It says it right here. I'll read it again. Yeah, I just turned away from it. Excuse me. Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be. So he was the first of the nations. Like I said, once again, he established that, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Right, so when this is all said and done, Amalek is going to perish forever for the wickedness and the shit that they stirred up. You know what I'm saying? They got to go. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. Psalm 49. They show also that these devils are the snakes. All right? Because these devils are the ones, I mean, starting with these elite bankers, they was the main ones. They have the subtle tongue. I was playing this game, and the game goes into the history, and into that history, it was stating that they made them wear a yellow ring on their clothing, or the so-called Jewish people, Jews, the Jewish people. They would make them wear like a ring or a yellow ring. Even the yellow star that was familiar, the yellow 6-point star that was familiar in World War II. The reason they wore those things was to tell them apart from the other Edomites, man. They had to tell Amalek apart from the other Edomites because they was fucking up everybody else's money, man. These devils are the truest hustlers, and they know how to get you out of your bread, man. Excuse me, because they're subtle. Like I said, they're subtle amongst, above all the other creatures and beasts, and all the other beasts in the garden. All right, and that's to this very day. Look at the way they deal with money. How you think they get to the top? By you know, doing favors for favors and doing righteousness and helping people out and building up the world to make it a greater place. Nah, it's a lot of blood that went behind that. A lot of blood, a lot of death, and a lot of homosexuality on the way. All right. Um, where am I at? So one of the things we want to go on improving further about these devils, man. So lucky I'm at a loss right now. Psalms 49. See, that's why I'm trying not to rant so much. Just trying to let this history go out. Alright, I know Jake gonna have a long attention span. I apologize. I'm gonna try to work on that. But like I said, the spirit must flow. So let's see, we had Psalms 49 and 19 and 20. It says, he shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. Right, never soon to perish. They soon to be the beast that perish. So it's something that if a nigga don't get it, then he's likened unto a beast that shall perish, man. Because his beast is already set aside from the beginning to have a sore destruction. Alright, when we overtake them through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in the given time that he returns. You know, we don't know when that is, but we look for it every day. We know that certain prophecies have to fall into place, starting with the mark of the beast before these things can, you know, that RFID chip being pushed before we can really know the fullness of the things that are transpire. This is Psalms 50, 16. It says, but unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do? What hast thou to do with my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest thy words behind thee? Right, because they claim to be, you know, loved by Yahweh and children of him, but they don't even comprehend what that means, really. They just say that to take that heat off of them. All right, they really earnestly desire to have their birthright back. And Esau sold for one morsel of red ass meat. Thou givest thy, when thou sawest a thief, that thou consentest with him and hast been partakers with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. The things that thou hast done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. So you thought Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you thinking that they as one as yourself. You thinking that since you able to do all these things, you in good condition, like you straight. Oh no, man. The Most High had to hold his peace because he raised you up to display his power, just like with Pharaoh. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So before the elect's eyes, before our eyes, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gonna set all this shit in order, man. All these devils right in front of their eyes, and they can't do shit about it. They ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it, but get their ass to set forward, set straight, you know. And let's continue on. Let's get to it. Second Ezra 7 and let's see, 42. Let's get ready to finish up, close on that. Second Ezra 7 and 42. He answered and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. So it says, and I already took that down. Also as like I said, I did that prior to the lesson on reincarnation, and so that really stuck out to my spirit right there to bring that out. This present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. Right. And that also goes to these devils. I mean, that wasn't the only life that they was to lead, them beasts at that time. They died in the flood and they came back, you know, through Esau, all the way down to Esau. When Esau came back into it, you know. You still had, you know, base men But Esau really came back through Edom at that point in time, after the flood. And we came back as descriptive through Jacob, and the 12 tribes was really established. So, or began to be established. But let's continue on. Trying to hurry up, Salakia. Okay, so let's go to Salakia. Trying to get the fullness of that meat. Let's go to the 6th. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham and Isaac unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob had held first to the heel of Esau, to show that the rulership of Jacob will come after Esau. That's why he held tight to that heel, because he came after, our rulership is coming after these devils go down. Also, continuing on the 9th verse, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right, so that's when we will begin to live, brothers. Of course, as you know, the scriptures say, after Yahweh shall return, man. Move down to the 25th verse. To the 25th verse of 2nd Ezra 6 and 25. Wherefore remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation, and the end of your world. Right, and that world is this age right now, this homosexual, wicked age of the devil that we're in right now. And the men that are received shall see who have not tasted death from their birth. Right, because they'll be eternal. So from in this life, come back in this body, and in this life, you live to see the return of Yahweh Shai. And you get translated into them chariots, man. Get taken up, beamed up, so to speak. Then you don't have to worry about that, man. You don't ever have to worry about dying again. Eternal life. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning, where evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. All right, because this devil's going to be putting these chains. It's going to be destroyed, man, after 1,000 years. All right? It's a beautiful thing, man. And something I want to put up so far as the fruits as my last scripture, John 15. 15 and 5. Also follow up on the fruit. The word fruit also is from the Hebrew word peri, of the womb, or fruit of actions. So some of the fruit of these devil's actions, or these other nation actions, starting with the serpent, is what got us fucked up in the first place. Even at this present moment, it's getting us jacked up. And I'm going to bring out this last scripture and I'm going to close it up. This is John 15 and let me make sure. Get straight to it. This is another comparison unto fruit. This is John 15 and 5. I am the vine, ye are the branches. Ye that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. And that's where I got that term for the fruit from. All right, which that fruit is pere, or the womb. So that's another comparison to that fruit, which is bearing life or having children. And the fruit of actions. All right, once the fruit of them actions that they took on ways of the other nations. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said he's a jealous God. He visits the iniquity of the third and fourth generation of those that hate him. By doing these ways, we hate him. So going all the way back, these Amalekites had the same spirit of the serpent from the garden. And even to this day, they're still sowing seeds of discord. That's what they do. They the serpent, man. So hopefully brothers is edified. This is an hour and 3 minutes. You know, like I said, it's just the spirit. All right. All praises, highest honors, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash. All you brothers out there. We'll do these works of truth and sincerity, double honor stuff, apostles, great millstone, and all the brothers out there who's really pumping this truth. Stay up. We almost out of here. Watch out for that serpent. Subtle as hell. That wasn't no fucking apple. Alright. So with that, we just like to say, Shalom. And until the next time, Yahweh.